I think it's easier to just tell a small business that, oh, thank you for letting me know how much this item cost, but I'm sorry, it's above my budget. I can't afford it at the moment. Rather than saying things like, how much is oil or sugar or sprinkles that your cake is so pricey, or how much is thread and fabric that your dress is so expensive, or how much work do you have to do when it comes to taking my pictures that you're charging so much for some simple portrait that I can just take with my iPhone. I just feel that's quite disrespectful, and it's just easier to say thank you, but it's a little above my budget, or thank you, I can't afford it in the meantime. It's way easier, and it's just respectful to say that than comparing prices with, oh, what about this, or how much I can go to H&M and get this dress for this and this price. H&M is a very huge business. You can't compare it with a small business that, like, the entire existence of that business is done by a single person. That person is in charge of getting the raw materials, customizing the items, packaging them, shipping them out, taking pictures, running the social media accounts and all of that. So it's a lot of work. So it's just easier to be respectful and be like, oh, sorry, I can't afford it at the moment, and move on. And for a small business owner like myself, I find it quite challenging to take such potential clients on board, because I'm worried that they might be difficult to work with because they have made such statements at the start. And I just feel like it's easier to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm fully booked or something, because I'm now worried that this client might complain about so many things and might keep referencing things like, for such an amount of money, such an amount, I should be having so and so and so. And yeah, it's quite challenging. And another thing is understanding that small business owner has to take care of a lot of costs on their own, and most of the time small business owners work exclusively on customized items, because you're coming in with something that, you know, your vision, and they have to make sure they meet that vision. So it takes a lot. There's expertise, there's also their profit margin too, you know, like somebody has already listed and put everything together about how much they're supposed to make from each product or whatever it is that they're doing. So you don't just assume that because the raw materials are this and this cost, that they should charge at this particular cost. And another thing is, some small businesses maybe use only imported items. You know, some people do cakes and stuff, pastries, and they use mostly imported, you know, ingredients, and that's quite pricey than when you buy the locally made items. So a lot of things go into most of these products that we see, and we don't have to, you know, kind of devalue what the person is doing by saying all sorts of things. Instead, just respectfully say you can't and move on. Cheers.